Hello, it's Leslie here. There was a couple of things I wanted to mention in my last video, but it was getting a bit long and I think I forgot to mention these things anyway. So the first thing was don't expect too much too soon. Like what I mean is don't expect to be able to understand a language after only a week or even a month of listening to a series. It just takes a long time. So maybe you won't even see any results for maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So don't expect too much too soon because it's a very slow process. And it's the same for a child learning a language. They don't learn it in 1 month or 7 days or whatever. Sometimes you see these things on Google or YouTube, learn a language in 7 days and everything like that. It doesn't really work that way. So, you know, take it one step at a time, little by little. Do a little bit each day, and eventually your ears will be trained, or your eyes, if you're reading, will be trained to, know what's going on. So tied in with that is don't get too despondent, don't get too down if things aren't going 100% as you planned. Just focus on coming back next day and doing another, whatever it is, half an hour of study. So don't get too despondent when maybe you feel like you're plateauing or you're not improving. Don't get too despondent. That's actually one of the reasons why I have a little dictionary and I highlight some words in it. I'll quickly grab that and show you. So once every 6 months or so, I come back to this little dictionary here in the back and I highlight some more words that I don't know. And you can kind of see them gradually starting to fill up. I put a little pencil circle on the ones I want to learn, and I put a yellow mark with like a little text on the ones I've kind of committed to memory. So if I'm not, if I don't feel like I'm making progress, I come back to this. I think, what am I going to do? I come back to this, and yeah, I've learned a whole bunch more words that I didn't realize. So don't get too despondent. And the other thing is, you don't actually have to understand everything to watch a series. You just really need to know the gist of what's going on. You don't need to know all the adjectives or exactly what people say. Sometimes some things that people say aren't that important. Maybe the most important thing is said at the end of the dialogue, like, if someone's speaking a whole lot and then the last thing that they say might be important. But not everything is paramount to understanding the whole plot of a series. So you don't have to actually understand everything to be able to watch something, which I kind of didn't realize that in the beginning. I tried to understand everything and I got a bit frustrated when I couldn't understand things. But that's kind of normal, and I don't think children understand everything either. I've once asked a 9-year-old, "Oh, do you understand everything that they're saying on this TV?" And she said no. So I think it's kind of normal that you're not understanding 100% of everything. And even if you watch a show in your own language in English, sometimes they might mumble or mutter and you don't hear everything, even in English or whatever your native language is. You might not actually get what they're saying, but most people can't be bothered pausing it and rewinding it 10 seconds. And so they just continue watching even though they might have missed a sentence here or there. Uh, I would avoid, say you're watching Netflix. I don't actually watch much English at all on Netflix, and I've just signed up to Stan. I don't watch any English shows. So the top 10 shows in Australia, for example, I have not even seen one. I think with the exception of Money Heist, which is Spanish anyway, I don't think I coincide with the popular shows. So, or what I watch doesn't coincide. So I would actually encourage you to avoid the most popular shows and just focus on the foreign languages only. because you get tired of sitting in, I know it sounds funny, but you get tired of sitting in front of a TV watching stuff. So if you're already watching 1 hour of English stuff per day, you're less likely to see half an hour of foreign stuff per day. So I make the foreign stuff my priority. I don't watch any English. I don't even have a TV aerial, so I can't get any free to air television, digital television at all. I don't watch any Australian television at all. And the only things I do watch are on Netflix and things like that, and all of these trailers that I'm putting up. So I pretty much avoid English shows at all cost. Yeah, mainly because I don't want to sit there watching 3 hours of television per day. It's too much. I feel too lazy. So I just watch 1 hour or so of foreign stuff. Sometimes it's a bit more, sometimes it's a bit less. If I'm really focused on, say there's English subtitles and they're speaking in Russian, I try and actively understand what they're saying in Russian and match it up with the English, for example. So I'm trying to use my brain, and you know, you might only be able to do that for 20 minutes or so. So anyway, yeah, so I don't watch the most popular shows in on the top 10 lists. I just forget all about that, go and find my own things. I also recommend you having a USB stick, like getting a dedicated USB stick where you can store all this media on, because yeah, a lot of this stuff is trying to program your brain, all the media, all the videos and everything. And I actually have a little folders for each of the languages that I'm learning, and I put the stuff in there so I know where it is, and I can just plug it into my media center and watch a movie, say. So I have a little USB stick. So then things don't go missing. They're not on my desktop or wherever. They're on this USB stick. So this is handy as well to have things on a USB stick. If your power, like not so much the power goes out, but if your internet goes down, then you have stuff on here. Like it's a good idea to have a bit of a backup of stuff just for the days when the internet goes down. Sometimes, yeah, even the power goes out. Where I live, the power sometimes goes out here in the country. And when the power goes out, yeah, everything goes out, including the water. Anyway, but then you can watch stuff on a laptop, right? So that way you don't waste any time. You don't waste any days. So that's one other thing I recommend. I also, when I was coming back from Spain and moving all my stuff back here again, I realized I had all the passwords and everything, all my history stored on my desktop computer. And I thought this is becoming unmanageable. So I thought, what's a good way that I can transfer all this stuff to my laptop? So there is a way to do it, and most people, I don't think many people, maybe if you're in the Apple ecosystem, it's all done for you. But I think a lot of people don't realize this. You can sign into Firefox or Google and make an account, and so all your history and passwords are synchronized and linked between all the devices that you have. So for example, say I'm searching YouTube on my desktop and I happen to see a video on YouTube and I think I'll watch that later. I can click watch that later, yeah, if I remember on the YouTube thing. But I could also, later on when I go into my bedroom and watch the media center, I can go into my Google history and find exactly what I was watching. So I say that because I don't have a keyboard in my bedroom. I just have a mouse. So it's a bit tricky typing things in. So I use that shortcut. I sign in. You only have to sign in once on each device. And then when you're signed in, all the history is linked automatically and all the passwords. So that's another thing. You know, if you have multiple accounts on Netflix and Stan and all this stuff, it just makes it so much easier. You see, here's the thing, you might be signing up to Netflix or Stan or Prime on your desktop. But then if you do what I suggest and then go to your media center to watch TV later, that login information won't be there, or you'll get the email confirmation and it'll be in your inbox, but your media center is not set up to look at email. So all you have to do is go to the Netflix site and your passwords will be automatically there for you. So I highly recommend signing up to Firefox. I use Firefox. I also do use Google Chrome for the dual subtitles with Netflix plugin. That's the only reason I use Google Chrome. That's the only thing that I use that for. Everything else, like YouTube browsing and the other things that I'm signed up to, like I'm signed up to Start.ru and Premiere, and I might even sign up to ITI or whatever it's called. Those things I watch with Firefox. But anyway, everything is synced, so it's just less time management, trying to find the things that you want to watch. It's far faster to do it through a media center computer and have it all linked. So yeah. And lastly, I wanted to talk about that. I'll probably make a separate video about this, but I'm reaching the point where I've kind of run out of shows to watch on YouTube that I'm super interested in, and I've watched all of the Russian things on Netflix with one or two exceptions. I don't think I've watched Dovlatov. So what I'm going to have to do in future, if I want to keep watching foreign stuff and have enough content, is I'm going to have to pretend like I'm in Russia or Italy or wherever and get their content. And so that means getting like a VPN, virtual private network, whatever it's called. So yeah, I may make a separate video about that, but I will probably be getting, in the next couple of months, when all my free content's, being watched, when I've watched it all, I'll be getting a VPN so that I can watch stuff in Finland and Italy, for example. RAI is one that is in Italy, and Yle is the one in Finland. At the moment, I can't access them. So yeah, I recommend getting a VPN if you are advanced and you can't find enough content, because then you can live stream things from free-to-air TV in those places. So I'll be doing that in future. So thanks for watching. I hope you've learned something from me this time. Thank you. Bye.